Now, to be perfectly honest, I don't much use the list function on this box. Mainly I use the EPG, the Electronic Program Guide. It's really second to none. You can schedule recordings 8 days in advance. If you try and record something, which there's something already scheduled for that day, I'm going to demonstrate this. A moment ago, you remember I scheduled Coronation Street actually to record. Now we can see it there. It's symbolised by a red, like essentially a clock on Coronation Street there. That signifies that is now going to be recorded. Now if I forget that that's going to be recorded, or I tell it, for instance, say to record this program, take me out on 3E. It will allow me to record the whole program, but it will immediately point out that there is a recording conflict. And it'll actually show you a fairly primitive but useful diagram that 8 o'clock to 9:10, take me out Coronation Street, 8:30 to 9, and it will only allow you pick one of those programs to be recorded. Now you could always watch one and record the other, remember, but you can't record both. Okay? So I can say I can change it to just untick Coronation Street and tick Take Me Out, and then click OK. And now the red timer logo has moved from Coronation Street down to Take Me Out. Okay, so that is now scheduled. Now all the time I'm doing this, I should add that without any interference or complaint, the box is still happily recording TV3. So again, it's a really good functionality. Now one thing I should also point out about this box is that the time shift function on it is a little bit unusual. It's not most previous PVR devices, set-top boxes I've seen. In order for you to time shift, you have to have essentially pressed pause prior to that time, and when you press pause, it begins recording the station for you. So then it's possible to rewind and fast forward, etc. This box starts recording straight away. So although I've never paused RTE News now, I can in fact rewind. And I can rewind at a number of different speeds. So essentially now the box is recording. When I press stop, I can go back to a live broadcast, but I can still rewind if I want. I can press play, I can pause, I can fast forward again. Okay? And then I press stop and it returns to live broadcast. But it retains the time shift material. And essentially, as soon as you turn over to any station at all, so just to demonstrate this very clearly for you, I'm going to hop over to 3E. Okay? Now, essentially, now remember the box is, as we speak, is recording TV3. And if you're ever in any doubt, you just click list and you can still see the red logo beside TV3. But I'm now tuned to 3E. The time shift functionality still works when you're recording another station. Okay, so it is essentially, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's better than I expected. My assumption before I bought the box was that if you were recording one station, essentially that nullified the time shift capability of the box, that because it would need the ability to record two channels at once. Funny enough, this box actually has that, but only as regards time shift. So it's recording TV3, and currently, as I'm about to demonstrate, it's time shifting 3E. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, that's quite amazing. I wasn't expecting that as a function. And again, I can fast forward and rewind. If I just press stop, it returns to live broadcast. You just get a box up telling you it's returned to live. But to be honest, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was quite shocked. I assumed that that wouldn't be a feature of it, but lo and behold it is. And again, it only adds to how good this box is. It really is fantastic. I suppose the last thing to demonstrate then would be the teletext functions. Now, this box is only compatible with the new version of teletext. It is not compatible with the older version of teletext that some of you may be familiar with. Old classic teletext, which was essentially black screen with essentially just white and coloured text. No pictures, no graphics whatsoever. if we jump over, now it's only broadcasting on a few stations, it's only really broadcasting on the RTE group of stations, but I'm on RTE1 there. Again, just to clarify, I can mess around all I want with this, it's still going ahead and recording TV3 as you can see. So if I just get out of that and I click text, you can see it loads up the digital AirTag. I have two televisions which are digital AirTag compatible, and I have found this to be much faster at loading the pages than they are. And I'm using a fairly basic enough aerial. There's no issues with it. So it's not like I'm right next to Tree Rock or anything. I have a great signal. I have an okay signal, but the box is second to none, I have to say. It's much faster than the previous tuners I used to look at this service. So that's the digital AirTag. I can just get out of that there for a second. The other thing which just to be aware of is that the subtitles will work on RTE, and we've just turned them on there because I think RTE are broadcasting digital subtitles. I'm not sure, I haven't so far successfully gotten the subtitles to work with other stations such as TV3 and TG4. I'm not sure. I think it is possibly to do with the teletext, but again, maybe someone can actually update us on the thread there discussing this box. For instance, if I just try subtitles there on TG4 while we're waiting, but to be perfectly honest, I found it so far that they don't function. I'll just switch over to say 3E for a second, and again I'll try the subtitles, but I personally think it's to do with the fact that the RTE stations are transmitting the subtitles in the newer format, whereas the older stations, the stations that don't have essentially the new version of teletext, they're broadcasting the subtitles in the old version. Now you can see this thing has come up here, 3E page 888, which is the subtitles page, but there's no subtitles coming up, so to be honest I put that down as really a non-goer. I suppose all in all then we've covered the basics. Remember too that if you're buying this box that it does have to be hooked up to a hard drive in order for you to record and use the functions I just demonstrated there. I'll just show you very quickly the media section. There is a media button on this box, which essentially brings me to this menu here, where I can go in and I can look at files I've recorded. If you're currently recording a program, it will actually show up there as with the red recording logo next to it. So that program I was recording on TV3, that's still recording, so you can see it there. Now I could start looking at that if I wanted, or I can go and look at something else. So if I go down there, I can select, say, the front line. I recorded that earlier and just play it from the start, and there it is. And meanwhile in the background it is still recording TV3. So really, to be honest, I'm very impressed with the functionality of the PVR on that. That's essentially it, to be honest. I think I've tried to cover everything to do with the box. Oh, one last thing. When you get the box initially, its timing is going to be off by approximately an hour. In fact, it's by exactly an hour. It's due to daylight savings time. That can be fixed by going into the menu. This is on boards.ie for anyone who's interested, but if you go into the menu and select settings and go down to system and go to system information, okay, and then you click red, green, yellow, blue, green, yellow, blue, and it brings you into this hidden menu where you can change the country setting to Ireland. And once you have it set to Ireland, the timing is correct. That's the only thing that needs to be changed. So that's basically it, and thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it useful, and I hope if you decide to go for this box that you have as much fun as